Note to all of everyone fucking viewing this video. I recorded this like 8 times already. I recorded a TikTok in the meantime, a whole ass fucking TikTok. Well, I was recording this and I did multiple takes with that TikTok. Anyway, note to all the viewers watching this stupid fucking video. Never decide that content creation is your fucking passion. Anyway, what's up, bitches, bastards, gamers, and gamies? And today, I'm redesigning an OC of mine. Or I redesigned an OC of mine, because this was already drawn by the time that this voiceover is happening. I am exhausted. Anyway, here's my boy. His name's Cameron. And this is the version of him in the first book in the series he's in. Because I do plan to actually write the series eventually. Gotta finish Death Rots first. Which the whole reason I'm redesigning this dude is because I have been creatively burnt out with Death Rots, and I decided I'm gonna focus on one of my other bitches. On one of my many other bitches. I get tons of bitches, I swear. Anyway, and so I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go through every single character sheet I have and find an OC who has a birthday nearby, and then I'll just redesign them. And Cameron's canonical birthday, January 14th. Perfect, I know, right? Anyway, and also I'm gonna be redesigning all the other characters I've created for this little universe. I'm gonna be doing that and hopefully posting those videos on their birthdays. And I know, you're probably gonna say, Rebecca, you've already posted a video this month. I didn't think you were gonna post more. Of course you didn't. Normally I only post like one video every couple months because I'm lazy and don't have, okay, I do have a lot of free time, but not free time. I don't know how to explain it, but I just don't feel like recording YouTube videos most of the time. But one of my New Year's resolutions was posting 2 videos a month for all of 2022. And I plan to make good on that goddamn promise. Because I'm very much so a nerd for my OCs, I love them all dearly. They are all my children, except for this one bitch named Leo. I ain't drawn him yet, and I'm not going to. That bitch sucks. He is a motherfucker. He is a motherfucker. Okay? Besides the point, he's not even in this work in progress. Anyway, so Cameron's got like a very simplistic design. And you know, the clothing, it was all picked to sort of make him look a little bit younger, you know, because he's 14 in this, and he ages, and also all of his friends age as the series goes on, you know? Like in the first book, he's 14 and he turns 15. In the second book, he doesn't physically appear, but in the second book, he's like 16. And in the third book, which takes place at about the same time as the second book, he's still 16 and doesn't really physically appear all too much. And then in the fourth book, he's like just turned 17. And here's the thing. The design, again, it's very simplistic to not only show the resources he has, like in order to choose his own style, which are not many, but it's also to like make him look a little younger, you know? And I chose to make his hair it's not much messier than it was before, but it's still messy. Specifically because this dude also, he is a fool, an idiot. He does not own a hairbrush. That's a joke. He does own a hairbrush, but he's a fool and an idiot. And also I felt it really fit with him. Yeah, and also, oh god, I was gonna say some shit, and then I just forgot. Oh yeah, if a single one of you bitches gets on my ass for using the fucking tools instead of hand-drawing this shit, fuck you, you're anti-Semitic, I don't know, and also I don't care. They're there for a reason. I'm gonna use them because I hate drawing straight lines. I can't do it. Just can't do it. My hands shake too much. And you'll see this when we get to like the color phase, but I chose to keep the color palette mostly blues with like some spots of like warmer colors, you know, Although the only really warm colors are his skin tone, which has a pink undertone. So that's a warm color, but it's light enough that like it's not really too noticeable. His hair, which is orange, and his sneakers, which are red. You know, and the sneakers are red partially to add like a pop of a color that isn't blue, but also to show, oh, sorry, I'm moving around a bit, because normally I record these videos in my fucking bedroom, but my twin is in there, which is, you know, I don't want to record with them in there, you know, I'm not a fan of doing that. And so now I have to record out here. At least there's a heater in this room, you know? Cause it is goddamn January in North Pennsylvania. It is fucking freezing out. Speaking of freezing, so the series that this dude is a part of, there's magic exists, basically. You know, it's urban fantasy, magic exists. The first 2 books take place in different high schools in the same county, like district sort of region. I guess the same sort of region of a county, you know? Oh, that was a cough. I got sick over winter break, and my throat is still it's still a little weird, and I've still been coughing. It is shit. Besides the point, magic exists. All of the books take place in, like, pretty much the same school district, you know? Or at least the first 2 books take place in high schools in the same school district. The third book takes place in a local university, and the fourth book takes place in the entire district, including the university, but also including the high schools. On here, you can see me trying to decide what color the hair should be, because I didn't want it to be too dark to clash with the rest of the colors, but also, you know, it had to look good. It had to be like a hair color that someone could actually have. I'm probably going to redo the hair later, besides the point. You know, all of this is just besides the point. Anyway, so in this series, everyone who finds a spell book, because unless you're a magical creature, that's like one of the only ways you can actually practice magic, is using a spell book or like memorizing spells and rituals in order to practice magic, you know? The typical, you know, blast it out of your hands or blast it out of a wand type magic doesn't exist. Anyway, and everyone has an element, you know? There's like ice magic, which also is pretty ice/water magic. There's fire, earth, you know, plants, that sort of thing. And this dude, his magic ends up being ice at first, but as his character develops, he eventually switches to water magic and also is almost drowned. Yes, that is relevant to the plot. It is definitely relevant, and it's not just because I wanted to throw in a scene idea I had for this novel back in 2019 when I went to a water park with my family, and while in the wave pool I thought, damn, what if there was a boss fight in the equivalent of a wave pool? And, you know, that definitely wasn't the inspiration. I fucking love wave pools so much. Last time I went to a water park, their wave pool wasn't working, and I was so bummed. Like, that's the whole fucking reason I'm here. I love that shit, okay? I'm getting off topic now. I'm getting so far off topic because I keep forgetting what I've already said and what I haven't, because I've recorded this video 8 goddamn times. Anyway, this is actually my first time making, like, a ref sheet for a character in, like, forever. Literally forever. Like, oh my god, it has been so long. I genuinely... Why? You know, I should post this ref sheet to places that aren't, like, here and my Tumblr. I actually have a DeviantArt now. Like, I finally got one. I never advertised it or anything, but I've got one, you know? It exists. I've also... I'm not gonna post this on Twitter because I frankly just don't feel like it, but I'm definitely gonna post this onto my Artfight account. I'm excited for Artfight, honestly. I really should start preparing more ref sheets for my characters before Artfight comes around, because I love doing Artfight, and I also love when people draw fan art of my characters, because I'm not popular enough on Tumblr or like any platform really to get regular fan art. And by regular fan art, I don't mean I get weird fan art. I mean I don't get it regularly. which kind of sucks. You know, I'd like it if people drew my characters. I mean, as long as they're not drawing like NSFW, because, well, certain characters, I don't care if they draw NSFW, you know, if they're an adult, because, you know, a lot of Death Rots, like a majority of the characters in Death Rots are at least like 20. I think the youngest, besides, you know, Jaden, who's 15, and Ben, who's 17 and then turns 18, because that's weird. It's weird to draw an SFW of a character who literally just turned 18, canonically. Like, that's weird. That's freaky. I think the youngest character besides those two is like 23. And, you know, at that point, full-ass adult, you know, so I don't really care. But, like, the minors, I'm not a fan of. Anyway, on the eyes for this drawing... Oh, actually, wait, real quick. I do not like drawing freckles. I hate it so much, but I love having characters with freckles. Because I should just figure out how to make, like, a freckle brush from Eddie Bang Paint. I should figure that out. Because I'm not going to learn Procreate. It's not happening. I am not doing that. I'm not subjecting myself to learning goddamn Procreate. I've tried, okay? I prefer Medibang, even if whenever I film speed paints, I have to remember to put my fucking iPad on airplane mode or just disconnect it from the Wi-Fi entirely so I don't show ads in the video. Anyway, I mostly just use the sparkle brush on Medibang for my freckles. And I think it looks good. Oh, and also this character has freckles because I think they look cool, although sometimes I put too many, and it looks weird. I'm gonna be honest, I should really, like, start actually writing down where the freckles are supposed to be placed on this dude, just so they actually stay consistent. Okay, what was I gonna go on about? Oh, yeah, I really do like how I did the eyes, you know? Like, they look pretty good. I like the way they look. And they're just good. Plus, normally I do, like, flat eyes. Like, completely flat, one color, and I don't know, I'd like to break away from that. Like, having a couple characters with, like, flat colored eyes, I think that could be good, because it would be, like, a neat design quirk, you know, like, oh, this character has no pupils. One thing I really want to improve is my handwriting when writing on an art piece, because it's not great, you know? I mean, I could have just used, like, the text feature that Medibang has, but I wanted to draw it myself. Anyway, so while redesigning this character, frankly, his design didn't change too much from the older one. It's just now I finally have a ref sheet, and I also changed his name. Because before, his name was, like, Cameron Alexander O'Sullivan, and I'm just not a fan of that, you know? I think it's not a particularly good name. And I like it when characters have good names. I like giving my characters good names. And so I changed it to Cameron Riley Murphy. Admittedly, I probably should have picked a middle name and a last name that did not rhyme, but I don't care. I've decided I like it. And honestly, like, the name is the biggest version that changed. Also, I finally actually fucking wrote down his canon height, which is 5'8" in book 1. By book 4, which is the next time in this series, which he plays, like, a big role in the plot. By book 4, he's, like, 6 foot, you know? Why is he so tall? I'm insecure over my height. Very simple. I'm insecure over a lot of things. I am not particularly tall. I'm still holding out hope that maybe one day I'll be tall, because my dad is above average height. I'm not too hopeful about it, but maybe one day. Also, the Band-Aid, I should have picked different colors for it. I should have just fucking found a Band-Aid and color picked it. I should have just done that, because I'm not a fan of how those colors look. I mean, I don't really have too much to say, but there's still, like, according to KindMaster, there's still, like, 3 minutes left on this on this recording, so I've got to stall for like 3 minutes. Well, I like how I did the background. Originally, I was going to do like a pattern for the background and have it be sort of like waves, but I decided I didn't want to do that. I decided I was lazy and didn't care. Y'all know how it is. Oh, and also, I finally did that thing which you're supposed to do with ref sheets, where you have the fucking color palette, like, off on the side, so people can actually, like, use it, you know? So I think, yeah, I'm actually really liking this drawing. You know, I'm a fan. Also for the ref sheet for the eyes. I actually fucking put the eyes there like a prick. Yeah, this part of the speed painting is pretty boring. It's literally just color picking, you know? Which actually, did you know people on TikTok don't know how to do? People on TikTok don't know how to color pick a character properly in order to get the right colors, like skin tone. Not to throw shade, but you know, I'm on Encanto TikTok. Or is it Encanto or Encanto? I haven't actually seen the movie yet, because I'm worried I'll relate too heavily to Mirabelle and I'll cry. And frankly, I don't want to cry in my family's living room more than I already have in the past. I don't want to do that because it would be cringe, it would be weird, it would be freaky. No, it wouldn't be freaky to cry in my parents' living room. Well, technically, it's the whole house's living room. Besides the point. Anyway, I'm just gonna wait till like emotionally. I'm gonna wait till I'm physically alone so I can be emotionally affected by that movie. You know. I am worried I'm gonna relate too much to Mirabelle because I've heard clips of Waiting on a Miracle. Although it is like it's a banging musical. Like I've heard some of the songs. I've literally had We Don't Talk About Bruno on my For You page for like 3 weeks. It's great. I love it. I love that fucking song. You know, because it's always because like literally my For You page is just good 11 Vera Bruno stuttering or stumbling. I can hear always fuck. I fucked up the lyrics because I'm a fuck up. Besides the point. Anyway, I actually am a big fan. Oh, and here you can see me trying to decide what color I can make my signature on this drawing. Because I always have to pick a color that stands out, but I don't want to pick something that wildly differs from the drawing. So I went with purple. I like purple. It's one of my favorite colors, you know. And then I lightened the purple so it showed up. Anyway, here is the finished product. I'm actually pretty happy with how this drawing turned out, and I'm pretty excited. I normally have a lot of trouble with like making characters look their age, you know. Most of my characters all look the same age, and with some of them that makes sense, you know, like this version of Cameron and most of my drawings of Jaden looking like they could be a similar age makes sense because, well, you know, they are pretty much the same age. I mean, he's 14 and he turns 15 in the story he's in, and Jaden is 15 and he turns 16 right after Death Rot's ends. But I don't know. Normally I'm pretty bad with making characters look their age, but I think Cameron, like, looks 14. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hit the bell button or whatever. Comment, you know, like, maybe go on my art blog and be like, hey, I want you to redesign this OC next. And I might. Later, bitches, bastards, gamers, and gamies. Later.